Hi parents, this is Mrs. Peoples. I am your child's math and science teacher, and I was wanting to give you some information about how a flipped math classroom will work this year. Um, First off, what is a flipped classroom? In a flipped classroom, the homework the students do is mostly note-taking and trying a few problems at home. Note-taking will be done using online textbook and also or YouTube videos. The main practice time will be in class. The point of the flipped classroom is they get the introductory to the lesson at home and possibly they might remember some information and be able to try some stuff. But that's the introductory, not even so their homework help from you might be a lot more minimal because they're just going to be taking their notes. What I like about this is that means they can rewind and re-listen to or rewatch things and go at their own pace. So this will help all the students, those who are really fast at math and pick it up real quick, and those who need a little extra help and more time to get something. This will help both types of students on that and all the ones in between. What happens if your student doesn't do their homework is if they don't, then they will have to complete it in class before they can participate in the activity that day. That means they might miss out on the game or whatever activity that goes along with that lesson for that day, because they need to do the introductory before they can actually participate in the activity. If they don't understand the lesson while they're at home, don't worry. What I want them to do is just try their hardest, and then the next day I will help them, and other students will help them, will clarify the lesson in class. Students will be given the opportunity to discuss the handful of problems they do, which will be about 2 to 6, probably no more than 6. And then they try with their lesson, and they get to learn from their mistakes and help each other out and discuss, look, I liked what you did here, I agree with this step, but I disagree with this, and then they're making those connections in their brains, working harder and to make those connections, and learning from their mistakes will just get that a deeper understanding of the math. I will also help them out in small groups while they are working on the activity that goes along with the lesson. So while they're helping each other, I'm helping them, I'm pulling them, and they're going to get additional teaching in class. So don't worry if they don't initially get it at home. I just want them to try and start making those connections. Now, for the online textbook, any of the ones that they do for online textbook, they will need this website here at the top. And I will be showing them in class on Monday, today. When you're getting this email, they'll be learning this in class. Their ID username is their student ID, and their password is Keller1223, no caps. When you enter the information, these drop downs, I would definitely make sure you check Remember My School. Otherwise, you're going to have to do those drop downs every time, and it's quite tedious. Next, once you log in, they'll get a screen that looks like this, and they'll immediately click on My Library. And probably won't use these other things with the things to do the assignments and the scores through this. I'll show you where at a later date where they'll get that information. But My Library is what they're going to click on. And with this website, you can see that you can access the math and the science textbooks. So they're going to go to the Interactive Student Edition. If they for some reason forgot their math book at home, which they'll need for some of this, then they can use the Student Edition book right here, which I'll show you later. So they're going to click on the Interactive Student Edition, and when they do, it will look like this. When they first start, they'll actually show the question.
Write, and represent decimals
with this
thousands.
Question, they will, then they push start.
Good evening.
And when they go from there, let me see for a second. So they'll click start. They can listen to this little cartoon thing, it doesn't matter. And then when they go from there, they're going to see the first problem. This problem will actually match exactly like it is in their textbook, the page that goes along with it. It's the exact same problem. And they'll read and go along with it and work this problem with the video. to do that, they need to click the keyhole to unlock the problem. Otherwise, it skips ahead to the next step. So they'll need to click on the keyhole, and then they'll just slowly work through this problem. I'm going to go ahead and skip through. After they work through that problem, they're going to be given another problem. And this one's similar to what's in the textbook, which I will show you in a little bit. Okay, so this one's similar. So it's another one to get some more practice, walk them through step by step, and what might help them understand it a little bit more. Okay, after they get through this problem, the next thing is, again, they're going through some more explanation. Just go through it and they work on it. They can click it and read it. And if they miss it, watch if you miss it. See, this one I'm going to miss on purpose. It will tell you no, and it'll correct it, and probably even it has some narration that goes with it that I have off right now. All right, let me go on. Oh, hang on. Let's do this. Let me go on. After they finish that problem, they have the personal math trainer. In order to access the personal math trainer, they need to click on the whistle. Okay, so we click on the whistle, and what shows up is a screen like this with 2 problems that they get to work. You know, there's 2 problems at the top for more practice on this. If they read this and they don't understand it, they get to view, they could have a different options over here on the side. One is they could view an example, and they walk through something similar. Or they might work it, you can say, well, work it step by step with me, 1 step at a time, and that might help out. The other thing is Math on the Spot, another video. It's another Math on the Spot video that you can pop up and gives additional tutorials. So if they're still not getting it, this can come up and they just get some more explanation. So lots of different ways for them to get help through this. Once they go through this, they can submit it. It doesn't matter if they submit this or not, but they can go on to the next thing. Let me choose something just to, doesn't like the answers. So it tells you, it even gives an explanation if you get it wrong, why it's wrong, and then you can choose to try again. And there we go, got it done. Okay, so next, oh, I didn't answer the first question, sorry, hang on. Oh, I'm out of attempts, oops, oh well. And then we can exit when I'm done, or I can submit it. The next thing is another more personal math trainer. So we click on the red whistle, and it gives you some more practice. These personal math trainers are optional, but they are available there for them. It might help them, especially if they're not getting it, to getting some step-by-step, like this one. Again, we can do steps-by-step, or view another example just to help them out. Again, these personal math trainers parts are optional. But for some students, it does give them immediate feedback, and that's the great thing about them. So if they're not sure about something, this will help them know, oh yes, I do get it, or no, I still have some questions, so they know like which parts they understand and which parts they don't for the next day in class. And like I said, I like the immediate feedback of it. All right, so I'm going to close out of that. And again, the personal math trainer thing is optional. And that's done. Now I'm going to show you what I want them to do. What's not optional, what they definitely need to do, is they're going to go, nope, not that one, get to the right window, to the student edition book, or in their book textbook that they bring home, or they could tear out this page. But I'm also going to show you some great things about this textbook. Here is, you can see this is the problem. That was the first one that the video did, was this exact same problem. So there we go, try this. And then the next page, a similar problem to what was in the video on the example. So another thing they can try, just to kind of see if they're getting it. And what they have to do, this is the required part, is the share and show. This one's 6 problems, and as you see, they're not made to take a whole lot of time. They're just basic problems to see if they're starting to understand it. And the next day in class, what we'll do is I will have the students in their small group compare answers and see which ones they agree on, which ones they disagree, why they disagree, and try to work through it as a group. And then we'll talk about it as a class also. And while they're doing this, I'll be going around and checking on the students to help them out. So this will definitely get them the practice they need in class, also in the additional help they may need in class. Another great thing about the student textbook, I noticed I clicked on the HTML version of it, is these little speaker phones. So if your child needs something read to it or just wants read to them, those little speaker phones will read the information in the textbook for them, even including, like if I'll go back up here, the word problems and stuff. So that is what the flipped classroom will look like. Feel free to email me if you have any questions, because I know this is new, but I think you will like what it means as far as them having the introductory at home, and then the meat of their practice is done in school, where they can get really good support from me and their peers, and with a small group help and all that. So I think this will be very beneficial for all the students, and definitely the students that like to work ahead can work, do some extra problems in here for extra practice. Now, there might be a video every night that they need to watch. This will be in their agenda, written down what they need to watch. So if they need to plan ahead for, like knowing that Wednesday nights are really busy for us, I need to get a head start on that, they're welcome to get a head start on it. And just, because again, it's just an introductory, so they could do it at any time before that day that it's due. And then we'll go from there in class. So hopefully that covers any questions. Again, feel free to email me. Thank you very much for your time. I know this is a long video, but hopefully it was good information for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.